Hey guys, welcome back to the SpiritTiff Podcast. I am Tiffany Rice, your host. I want to tell you about some of my events that I have coming up. You can find me November 3rd in Hanover doing a charity event. November 7th, I'm going to be back in Framingham at the Serendipity Place doing a VIP gallery reading. November 22nd, I'm going to be at Dawn and Gigi's in Attleboro. This is Dinner in Spirits, so you get a 3-course dinner and I get to bring your loved ones in spirit through. Today, episode 2. I have my friend Mark Dunn on, and we are talking about ghosts, paranormal encounters, and actually being ghosted by real human beings. But I've talked to you guys before about how to actually sage properly, but this is just a little...
Just a little, a little
like
poke.
A little poke with sage. But sage does clear all energy. It's always great to sage your entire area, going through nooks and crannies of your home, or maybe it's your office space.
Daniel always does. My husband Daniel always does it when he's sick.
Well, that's good too, because it kind of
doesn't like disinfectant. No.
It said that it helps kind of decrease some bacteria in the air, I believe.
Kind of. Okay.
Kinda. So we're gonna.
He'll just go off of any of that and WebMD stuff.
That's
fine.
Not
WebMD, but...
So, oh my gosh. All right. So.
Oh my God. Hi.
Hi.
I missed you.
So, I want to talk about ghosts.
Okay.
Right. Spirits, ghosts.
Let's just jump right into it.
We're going to go right into it. I know.
Spooky things.
Spooky things. Who doesn't like spooky things?
So, is it like, do you think for you, ghosts aren't spooky?
No.
But some people have taken ghosts and made it spooky. But it doesn't have to be, right?
Hollywood.
Yes. Selling things, marketing.
Yes.
I know.
Yes.
So what is it like one of those things where it can be scary, right?
Well, it can, because think about it. When we talk about ghosts or apparitions, sometimes it's something that we don't normally see with our own eyes. So when we all of a sudden see an apparition.
Wait, so what the hell is an apparition?
Okay, apparition. Apparition's like a ghost, right? It's something that you actually can see with your own eyes. So there have been accounts of people actually seeing an apparition. Sometimes it may be in a shadow type figure, or it very well could be something that just a mist. People have seen a mist.
Wait, I've totally seen a mist before.
Wait a minute. You've never told me you told.
Yes, I have.
Where?
In my old apartment. It was built on like a old mine, and so many people died there. And it was totally haunted. And one day I was not doing sage, and it was just like this weird like mist in like a sharp light that was coming. You know, when like an afternoon light.
Right.
And it's like a light beam. Mm-hmm. So like there was like this misty cloud. But smudging that you have that cloud. Yeah. But it wasn't like smoke. It was weird.
But you know what though too?
So that's something?
That's also the beginning of your opening up with your own intuition, because I always say we're all intuitive to a certain degree, just some of us are tuned in differently.
I know. So if I brought that up, so speaking of scary, if I brought that up to some people, they'd say like, you're crazy. Mm-hmm. And other people would be like, oh my God, that's so scared, I'm never going to your house again. And other people are like, oh, I want to figure out what that is. So
right. It's that question of not knowing and not having, like, you always want that solid proof, that solid evidence, you know? So that's why it's almost kind of like only a few people, a few meaning hundreds of millions of thousands, that have experienced the phenomenon of seeing a ghost.
That's so cool.
You know, sometimes you can see them as they appeared in their day.
That's amazing. So, wait, so you were just at Conjuring House, and we talk about this a lot, but you partner with them, right?
I do a lot with them.
So that's amazing. And so last time we were there, one of the owners of the house had mentioned they see a lot of apparitions there because it's on like a certain bend of the earth, like an energy field.
Right. It's almost considered maybe like such a portal or so forth.
A portal.
Like, yeah. I mean, ultimately, when I go there, there's so many spirits there. And just because we use the term spirits or ghosts or apparitions doesn't mean that it has to be negative. Again, there was a huge shift in thinking that because it's something that isn't common, or maybe even the movies had something to do with it, turns into something that has to be negative, but it's not always negative. Like we talk about the Ouija board, and whenever I bring that term up,
freaky.
But it was actually a dating game.
Was it?
Yes, it was a dating game. People would put the board. The reason why, because what you do is you have to sit close. You have to have your knees
and
touch.
You have to and that was.
And it was a dating game. It was on like I Love Lucy. It was featured in like a Norman Rockwell painting.
Oh, that's so true.
So it's like a classic. It beat out Monopoly. I think it was in 1967 as a #1 board game. So again, it wasn't until it hit the big screen where things started to turn. Yes.
My aunt literally, my sister got it for Christmas one year, and this was in the 80s, and they were all smoking cigarettes during Christmas. I remember they're all smoking cigarettes.
Weren't they all smoking cigarettes?
And I'm like, I walked in, and then my sister's crying. This is at my aunt's house on Christmas. And I'm like, what the hell happened? Well, I didn't say that, but what happened? And I look over and the Ouija board is in the trash.
Oh my gosh.
She got it from Santa. And my aunt took it and she threw it in the trash.
Well, now there's so many.
And we'll never forget that.
Well, I mean, they even put out like a glow in the dark Ouija board, like a girl's version, like all this stuff.
So are ghosts is that a real, can you use it?
Well, they use it as a physical form of mediumship.
So it does work.
It does work. But you can also use any part of your body as part of mediumship connecting, right? It's how you feel. You use your own body as like a perfect thermometer, if that's the right word, as to like if you're in a location, and it could be even your very own home, and you could feel like a slight breeze where there's no cracks in the windows, or sometimes it's almost that cobweb feeling where you could feel like there's cobwebs on you. Yeah.
Ew.
Spirits it's not supposed to be ew though, but like spirits do connect, and they will do whatever they can to connect with you. So yes, the Ouija board game, it was essentially a board game, a dating game, but it's, again, if you guys watched or listened to the previous episode that we did, it's all about where we put our thoughts and our intentions. That's where our energy goes,
And that's how, again, with the boundaries, which we're going to get into, but you have to put those up before you have your intention.
Yeah.
Is it intention, boundary, or how do you do that?
You set your intentions, but you have to be mindful of your boundaries.
I know, you said this.
Like, always keep in mind, like, people have a hard time saying no because they feel like they have to please other people. But keep in mind that the answer no is just as profound as the answer yes. Ding. Mm-hmm.
Hold that in for
right?
a rainy day. That's so true.
I know.
Okay.
So, bringing it back to how spirits connect and how people have actually seen a ghost. I personally have I felt them, but I've never actually physically seen them. I wonder how many, like you guys listening, have you actually experienced that ghost or like feeling a ghost?
One day.
I should set that up to see how many people have actually experienced.
So DM you or something.
Yes, because I've done so many paranormal events, where there have been ghost sightings and so forth. So, it's like one day you're here and one day you're gone. Like ghosts always happen. You never hear about these ghosts just like always lingering around where there's a story where they're like, oh, well, we hung out with a ghost for like 30 minutes. It's always like in a blink of an eye. They're here, you experience it, and then they're gone.
I think that's why it's so unbelievable.
Right.
But it is totally believable when you trust it.
And do you know that there's actually people that ghost too?
Not to switch the topic physically or anything, or like any traumatic event that we've had.
No, not at all.
Trauma that we've tried to go over.
But there are people that actually physically ghost. I'm not talking
the physical ghosts.
Right.
They're even more. They're so annoying. The ones who actually do linger. Sometimes.
They do. They come back for a little bit, but it's not like they wear a sheet over there. No. Like they don't dress up like a ghost. It's like
a literal ghost. Like that. I can't even believe how many people, or a lot of my girlfriends, mainly all my girlfriends, have asked for advice from me because they try to date and nothing ever stays. Because they'll go on a date and then all of a sudden they'll just not text back. Like, what the hell? What is it?
And the no accountability,
No
which is part of the
accountability.
other episode that we need to discuss, the
Yes.
accountability
so what
episode.
is that? Like, some people just think it's like, what is it with our society that today that they think it's okay? It's not okay.
You know what? It's definitely not okay. But I think what is with the way the world is working, the technology that's just coming in so quickly, everybody wants that instant gratification. They want whatever's easy. So they want to get whatever's going to be easy for them. Now we have so many dating apps and things like that.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, I'm going to go on a date. We'll see how that works out. And
Well,
then
is that why you don't do dating apps?
I don't
Or
do
you
dating
Do
apps.
you do dating apps? Like, have
No.
you tried it?
Nope.
You've never tried it.
No.
You just don't want to do it.
No.
So okay. So what? From my perspective,
Universe.
then- no.
My dating app is the universe.
How's that going? Another
Yeah.
episode.
Another episode on that one too.
No, but
Right?
it's one of those things when you're on these stupid freaking apps and it's all the same. It's like, hi, how are you? How's it going? It's like repetitive over and over again.
Right.
And you're never getting context. And you're kind of like this robot just to
Right.
connect. And
Right.
it never goes anywhere. So I feel like some people are searching for this perfection that doesn't exist. And if they don't get it in like three, like
In 3
they're waiting for
seconds.
they're like projecting on their own, like, okay, she didn't say this or he didn't say that, then I'm moving on. Or like maybe they'll talk for like a minute,
Right.
or like, a minute as in like a month or something, but then they just go away.
And
Or
there's
even
no
date and go away.
like I wish they would at least say like, hey, you're awesome or whatever. Like we're having so much fun, but I can't do this because A, B, and C. Like
Wait, I'm just thinking of something.
what?
My husband ghosted me
What?
twice.
Stop it right now. Why did he ghost you? And
no,
now you're
yeah.
married. So wait, what was you married the ghost? How does that
I'm
even
married to a
happen?
ghost.
Okay, so wait.
It's really hot.
What how did that happen?
No, I remember being on the app and then sending him my number, being like, I'm deleting this. And that was it. Like, I saw his picture, I thought he was cute. I sent my number and I was like, I'm deleting this so you know. And I deleted it. And then he texted me like a week later. And I was like, oh, wow, this is so cute. Yes, I'll go on. He wanted to go on a date. And then I'm like, okay, yes. And then I never heard from him.
Okay.
So
I'm
then
hoping.
I asked him
okay.
again. Then I reached out. I'm like, hello.
Yeah.
I'm like, don't
Yep.
play with this. We're not. No, we
No.
don't play.
We don't do that anymore.
And then he did it again.
So what? The third time around, where you're
I was like, look, do you want to go on a date with me or not? So then he finally did, and then now we're married. So
did he? Okay, so I have to ask the question that
Yeah.
all the listeners are trying to probably figure out. Did he ever take on that accountability? Did he ever
yes,
say?
he did.
What?
He thinks it's funny. He said sorry.
Oh, yeah, but did he say why?
He said he was just kind of flighty and young. Just young and stupid. And he is.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough.
No, but I think that's the other part of it. It's like there is like this immaturity in dating. It's kind of immature.
It's well
We're
again.
all immature, right?
We're all learning. I wouldn't say we're all immature, but I would just say like there's that level of
We're all
just
learning. You're right, you're right.
non-accountability.
Yeah, that's why I feel like when you're on the app, like you have so much.
So many
there's
options.
No, like, face to face,
Yeah.
so you can do whatever you want.
It's
It-
like
you're just-
it's like the keyboard warriors
It's so
that
true.
always have something like the
Always
negative
something
Nellies.
to say.
Yeah.
That's why you cannot read the comments.
I never read the
section.
comments. Yes.
Don't.
But I mean,
not
I mean,
important.
I've been ghosted, and people would say, well, aren't you a little intuitive, Tiff? Wouldn't you understand? But, it's one of those things where, yeah, I never really thought about it as being like, I just kind of put my whole heart. That's my problem. I put my whole
Yeah,
heart
you do.
into everything. And I'm so super sensitive because I'm so ready.
But I feel like there's a lot of people like that.
Yeah, it's
a
like
lot of people are ready if they're on the app. Well,
I'm not on the app.
no, sorry.
The universe will provide. Thank you. No.
Thank you, Spirit.
Thank you, Spirit, for providing. But I mean, I think that's again the times, because there were more than once that I've
the
gotten
thing.
ghosted. I just always thought, I'm like, can't they just say again some sort of like valid reason? But then at the end of the day, that's for me. That's for me to feel oh, I got my answers and that's that.
And that's kind of like the whole thing. It
and
sucks.
you can't put.
I don't think it's ever going to go away.
No, because you
Sorry.
can't put that expectation. Sorry, my leg's cramping.
Oh.
Just stretching out this chicken leg.
I'm just going to massage your feet.
No, literally, I just have to stretch it for a minute.
Okay, stretching.
Okay, sorry.
We're all
So
cozy
anyways.
here. Cozy couch
This is
moment.
what happens when you're 5'2". You can fit and contortion yourself in any
And we
which
wonder
way.
why he ghosted.
Right.
No, I'm just kidding.
Sorry, am I putting too much? My legs? No, I barely. It's just my left leg. It's my. Anyways, so that's the thing. It's like I always say that's the thing. I'm very repetitive.
That's the thing.
That's the thing, guys. That's the thing.
We all
I was
invert
going to say it
things.
again. But it's true. I'm doing the healing work on myself.
Right.
Right.
Yep.
I'm huge into connecting to mind, body, soul. I take care of my body. I take care of myself spiritually. And, even mentally, I take care of myself. Like, you have to do that. And
So basically what you're saying is that if you become ghosted, don't hold it so close to you. Like, kind of,
don't take it personally.
Don't take it personally.
Don't
Like,
take
let
it
go.
personally. Yeah.
Like, we all have to learn ghosting is a part of the whole thing. Like, we can't just hope it doesn't happen because it's going to happen.
It's going to happen. It's going to happen. But also keep in mind, if those people that are doing the ghosting,
You don't want to be with them.
you don't want to be with them because they can't handle a conversation. They can't handle the decency to say, hey,
And you're probably, you're at a different frequency than them.
Yes.
So, like, don't even deal with it. Like, actually, it's a benefit.
it really is.
Yeah,
And
it's gonna
I know
crush your
it
heart for,
hurts.
like,
It hurts. I mean, I wasn't like,
But it's not like
oh,
you're married
yeah.
to them or, like, even dating them
Right.
at all. You're just...
Right. And you deserve a partner that's going to have amazing communication with you.
I feel like, does that happen, you think, in real life? Like, people ghost each other in real life? Yeah.
That's what we're talking about.
No, but I mean, like, I know.
Oh.
But, like, even, like, at a party or, like, when people will just walk away, that's kind of ghosting, too. Walking away from conversations that they
Oh,
don't want to
yeah.
have.
Oh,
Family
yeah.
members who don't want to contact you. It's, like, all different types of ghosting out there.
Yeah.
It sucks.
It does. It really does. And it's just, again, learning to preserve your own personal energy
You
because
do.
that's what you have to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hold your power.
Yeah. You have to hold your power. And so, I know we started talking about like apparitions and ghosting, but it does affect us in the real world too,
Because those ghosts will appear again.
Yes.
Oh, my God.
Well,
That's the worst. Talk about apparitions.
That's the thing.
When I'm at a club or something, or not a club, or a bar, and then someone, or all these ghosts, we call them, come in the room, and I'm like,
Right.
oh, God.
Right.
I remember I tried to talk to him, and he never texted me back.
Oh, and then
'Cause they'll
and then
appear.
it's the awkward smile and
It's
maybe
like,
a wave, like a mini
Maybe.
wave. Like
and
it's
like, oh,
mm.
remember when you, yeah, okay. But,
Right.
like, they will appear. So you have to
Right.
really do your due diligence to, like, let it go. And
And-
just hold your own power, and just be like, okay.
And it's also
Don't
the
hold it against
universe's
them.
way of showing you like, hey, do you want to go down this road again? Because you saw that it was a dead end,
Right, right.
So what else? What else could you take from that, I know. And it's hard
a lot.
too. It's hard and
It's a lot.
I have a lot of friends that have been married for a very long time, and so they're always like, get out there, do this, do that. And like I love the motivation, but
It's just not
just so
healthy.
different now.
It's so hard.
It's so because I feel like
I'm so glad I'm not dating. But even friends ghost.
friends do
Or
ghost.
even,
Let's
like,
talk about that.
Sorry, I
No.
actually have to say that I do this sometimes, where I get a text message and I read it, but then something else is happening in the world and I don't answer the text message. So, like, and then, like, I keep going along with my day and I forget that, like, my best friend didn't,
Right.
she was just being sweet, and I didn't answer her. And
Right.
then, like, 2 days later, I'm like, oh, scheiße.
Yes.
Shit. Like,
But
I
that's not
forgot.
like ghosting. Like ghosting I feel is like intentional.
Oh, okay.
Do you know what I mean?
So, like, forgetting and,
there's
like, just
I
being
mean as I think
flighty.
as life happens, if depending on what you have going on at home, like
yeah, that's true.
like it's not you're not ghosting. I feel like ghosting has more of a negative connotation because that person is intentionally not replying. Like how many times have you guys heard on like whether it's TikTok or memes, like it literally, and I've done this before. I remember I was like, all right, I said to one of my girlfriends, I said, I just want you to text me good morning and I'm going to time it. And she said, okay. And so she texted me good morning and it took like 2 seconds.
See?
And I'm like, 2 seconds. It takes 2 seconds out of your day to say good morning.
I know.
But, you know, when it comes to friendships, that's happened to me too, where I was like solid with one of my friends and we were talking daily. And then all of a sudden, nothing.
It happens.
Nothing. And I'm like, what? And because maybe it's the Aries in me, the confrontational part of me where I'm like, hey, what's going on? What's happening? Yeah.
Now.
Yeah. I want to talk about it now.
Oh,
I want to know what's going on.
I'm sorry.
Oh, it's okay. It's okay.
Stop.
I know.
Sorry. I just ghosted him.
So, yeah. You know, it's kind of, we just want those answers, but we want those answers because we want to validate and have that, you know, our ego wants those answers. And we have to just let it go. And we also have to realize if people have the audacity to just ghost and not say anything, then that has nothing to do with us. It goes back to like preserving our own energy. It has nothing to do with us.
Right.
And because that's not how I would say it's like not showing up for a job and then that's it. People do that.
Oh my God, all the time.
And
or
I
even
could
like
never.
a phone call or like a meeting.
Nothing. People do that.
Sometimes I've had meetings that were set up and like no one shows up. I'm like, oh, okay.
Right.
It's just rude. But like people don't care. Accountability. People don't. But
in our next episode, we will be talking about accountability. And it's going to get hot, very hot here. Woo!
So I guess what do we do about these ghosts? I guess it's Halloween coming up, so dress your sexy costume.
Dress as your ghost.
And then dress as your ghost.
Dress as your ghost. Yeah, exactly.
And hopefully that ghost walks into the room and they know what they left behind.
But at the end of the day, you hold your power. You have to hold your power and say like, okay, you go. You don't even have to say you ghosted. They already know what they did.
They know the deal.
But if you just hold your power and just be the goddess or god that you think you are, just walk in your power.
Just
that's
be
all.
the goddess and God. I love that.
Yeah. Yep. No ego, just knowing. That's all.
Yay.
Yay. All right.
Well,
so
I love you guys.
I love
Thanks
you
for
guys
tuning
too.
in.
Thanks, Mark. Thanks, Tiff.
Bye, Spirit.
Until next time.
Bye.